Hello, 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 family. How are you? How are you, ni? Huh? Karibuni to another Buta Stool Saturday. I know. I hope you guys have missed me, cause I missed y'all. I missed y'all. Um, yeah. How are you, ni? Hmm? And karibuni. For those of you who are new to Buta Stool Saturdays, karibuni obviously means well, just welcome in Kiswahili. Um, yeah, I'm always excited for these sessions. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is. Whenever it comes to Buta Saturdays, we chop it up about whatever's been happening, whatever's going on. Hello, family. Hello, hello. Welcome. Karibuni. Karibu. I hope you're well, Nyathiwa. I see you. um, yes. Um, Man, a lot's been happening, a lot's going on, man, and just in people's lives in the world. Yes, I'm lotioning because nobody wants no ashy hands. Speaking of ashiness, right? I know, like, it's funny how the things people remember about people. I'm not gonna tell you what lotion it is, but it's like one of those tiny. I like to keep like travel size lotions around me. Um, because you never know when you need to lotion up. Because, again, ashy, who needs that? Ugh. Oh, yeah, speaking of ashiness, like, till this day, okay, so when I was in, what was it, high school? We had a step team in high school, right? It'll make sense in a second. We used to have a step team. And on this step team, we were amazing BT dubs. We was hot fire, eh? And so, on this step team, there was this one girl. I'm not gonna say your name, sis. I'm not. But she was forever ashy. But it's funny because like till this day, like every time I'm like, oh, I'm ashy like that. I was like, oh, and then I'm like, I miss her. The things. It's funny the things you remember about people like after like years have gone by. I'm like, oh. I actually miss her. Like I miss when we used to like when you're younger and you joke about the most randomest things. So like whenever I think of ashiness, I fondly think of her. So wherever you are, sis, I see you. ZSC for life. How you doing? But yeah. So karibuni. So we'll get right into it, fam. Otherwise, take a moment, breathe in the goodness and breathe out the toxic of life. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna get right into it. So if you caught it, we're gonna be talking about just first of all catching up on all that I've been doing. If you noticed, I've been on the Let's Harp About It sessions, on the Harp channel. That's the harassment and assault reporting platform. On that platform, we've been doing guest features of discussing various topics on harassment and assault. And again, if you'd like to guest, drop a like or go to that page. That's at harpnow.org, and drop a line in there. The last two, we had part one. We had a 2-part discussion on our student speak sessions, which is where our college students come on through and we chop it up on whatever topic around that is. And so for these last two sessions, it was harassment and assault, both on and off campus, and how they navigate around those situations. So do check it out. I'll include links in the comment section as well, or rather in the caption. Yeah, so that was really good. Jordan and Min, thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for being willing to speak up, because these are very real issues going on in today's campuses, and we have to talk about it. We have to normalize talking about it and addressing the elephant in the room. We have to address it not only like on a superficial level of putting out feel good statements, and really address the core issues that are underlying and why these situations persist in our institutions, both in our academic institutions and as well as in our professional spaces, because that's the shady reality of of the society we live in, not only in America but across the globe. Okay, alrighty then. Alrighty, so sorry about that. So that was that. And then, for cosmetics science review, on our Beauty Beyond Skin Deep live stream sessions, I believe yesterday, it feels like days ago already. Yesterday we were talking about what? Perfumes, and also just perfumes in context of what? Cosmetic science, the chemistry of perfumes, DIY options, the good, bad, and the DIY of it all. So if you're interested in that side of things, go check it out at Cosmetic Science Review. I'll also include the link in the comments for y'all, for your ease. So then on the Africa Engineering News channel, okay, on our live streams, on the Narrative Africa live streams, man, the last two guest sessions that we had were amazing. Do go catch up on those if you haven't had a chance to. The one, that's my hair. My hair wants to be involved. Okay, listen, ain't no coming to see you, Otis. They're coming to see me. Okay. But yeah. I can't believe you said that. Yeah. Woo! Okay. So on the Narrative Africa, the last two live streams we had, the first one was on Mluga, which is a language learning app in mother tongue, African mother tongue languages, and that is by the founder Abdinour Adli Mahdi. Please do check out the live stream with him. It was very exciting. I listen, I love all my guests. Like, all my guests are amazing. It's always such a learning experience with each and every one of them, and so that's just my passion in life. I love teaching, I love educating, I love learning. So yeah, that was the first one on the language series. And then the second one that we had, the latest one, was the importance of language, STEM for the culture, okay? The importance of indigenous languages in STEM education and all that good stuff. So, and that was with Grace Kago as well as Mohamed Sise. I mean, like, amazing people, like, fam. I'll be sharing clips as well across my platforms, and again, I'll include them in the comment section or in the caption. One of those, we'll see. But yeah, go catch up on those. And actually, in the next coming weeks, we will be having some pretty cool guest features, people showing up on the African Engineering News platform, just plugging a lot of the great opportunities out there for you. So do stay connected. That's at African Engineering News, or across social media platforms at Africa Engineering News. Literally, can't miss this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and you know me, I'm all for, listen, we all gotta rise up. If you know of opportunities for people, put people on. And and if no one is putting you on, put yourself on. That's one thing. Like Sister Julia Mallory, been saying. She keeps saying she has amazing quotes. Two of my favorites is, whose permission do you need to put yourself on? And I find myself asking that a lot and reminding that to people a lot. It's like, whose permission do you need to put yourself on? #Black Mermaid. And the other one is, right? Whose permission do you need to put yourself? Yeah, like, yes. And then do your work. Do your work, because an easier assignment is not coming, family. That's it. Yeah. And also, like, her grief quote, which is, I think it goes along the lines of, grief is not like a one-time event or something like that. So check her out. It's on Black Mermaid. I'll also tag her in the comments. Oh my God, I'll be doing a lot of tags today. But it's important because I'm like, this is stuff that I realize, like, they matter to me. They matter in the context of, like, just daily life lessons, which is why I do love sharing with you guys the daily quotes, because you never know the word that somebody needs for today, right? Because we all be going through it, family. Let me tell you, people are going through it out here. People are going through it. And if you can just do one thing to help make somebody's day a little bit smilier, a little bit better, a little bit more manageable, do that. Share a smile, a hug, a good word, and encourage somebody. Encourage yourself, but encourage the next person too if you can. Alrighty then. So given that we're done with logistics and catching us all up, because it's been a minute, since I was on here. Let's get into the shenanigans of it all that's been going on this week. Did y'all see that Plantation themed engagement wedding photo situations. Like, at first I saw that, I was like, this gotta be like a Chappelle joke or one of these like sketch comedy things. But no, it was not a joke. It was for real. Like, homie legit sat or stood or knelt there and was like, yeah, like, yeah, I like, yeah, I like this idea. This is cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be a slave for you all over again. Like, again, this goes back to the dynamics of interracial relationships, or rather, I call them interethnic. Because if for all the human race, people like to kumbaya, and we're all human race, but we don't really act like it. So I'm like, I know it's an interethnic relationship, and clearly there was like cultural discord there, a cultural mismatch in expectations, reality, and consideration of not only optics but the level of disrespect. Let's be honest. The level of disrespect in setting up that plantation fantasy, slavery fantasy photo shoot. That was, to me, I was like, oh, baby girl, you like, how long have you been dating this man? And brother, like, really? You know, like, I just saw it and I thought to myself, Jesus. It gave me, let's go back to the Plantation vibes. It gave me, like, auntie, the late great Maya Angelou was like, I know why the cage birds sing. I was like, I know why sister, without seeing those photos, it gave me the strong vibes of, I know why Sister Harriet Tubman had to leave some people behind, family, because I was like, you did not just sit there and plantation fantasy us. You did not, because I'm like, and I was like, let me pause for a second. Okay, and I was like, let me take it out as a black. If, let's say, she was dating person of another demographic that has experienced such atrocity, put it with any like a Japanese person, would you put, like, would it be okay if it was like, oh, it's a fantasy, the Japanese Holocaust, the Japanese, atrocities that had to be repaid, that they had to be recompensed for? Would it be as funny if you did that? If you do it, would you do a Jewish Holocaust scene? And how do you think people would take that? Better yet, let's say if it was like let's say a Belgian and an African, like, would it be funny to do, a genocide, like, engagement photo shoot? Like, for me, I try to take it out of just that, I try to kind of put context to it, where I was like, why would somebody find this offensive? Why do I find it, like, distasteful to do so? And distasteful, I'm saying it, that's a very mild way to put it. Distasteful, because it was more than distasteful. And I mean, obviously, homie consented to it, and I'm like, brothers, it gave me strong vibes of, oh, this dude definitely gets his haircut at Supercuts. This brother gets his haircut at Supercuts for sure, 100%. 100. There's no way he went to the barbershop and was like, fam, listen, me and my girl, we get married, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna be doing a photo shoot, and the theme is, I'm a slave for her, I'm in chains, she is freeing the chains, and all. Like, there's no way you went and told the brothers at the barbershop, and they're like, yeah, that's cool, that's like cool. Like, it's moments like these, like me and my community here, my tribe called Loud, we'd be sitting there like, baby girl, baby boy, who is your community? Where is your community, family? Where is your community? Moments like that really have me thinking that. It really gives me strong vibes of who is your community and where is your community? Because clearly they're lacking. They're sleeping on the job, family. They're sleeping on that accountability, family. There's like, ugh. Like, sometimes you just gotta look at them and be like, family, who is your community? Where is that village that's supposed to, like, because we understand there's some things that, like, contextually, culturally, we can do within the bubble and the safety of the village, but let somebody else from the outside try and be like, simmer down, proceed with caution, please. That's all I'm saying. Sure, yes, to each their own, but there still also ought to be a level of consideration for the culture and respect. Because let's be honest, if they did this with any other atrocity that has happened, I doubt that it would be as easily swept under the rug. And let's be honest, just because y'all see black people joking about it doesn't mean that we don't find it immensely offensive. Because let's be honest, we've learned to laugh through the BS of life. We've learned to laugh it off, to keep from crying, to keep from getting angry. Because as much as we laugh about it, we're just like, oh, this is some foolery. This is some utter foolery going on. And so this is a quick plug for, if you recall, I did that video earlier this year, actually, with my girlfriend Rachel. How you doing, sister girl, Miss Peacock? We did the questions you should ask in dating post Rona. Go back in there. Go tag out. You know what? I might reshare it after this, because clearly y'all need to be asking some real serious questions in the beginning of your dating period, family, because I'm seeing some foolishness all up in here. Foolishness. And we need to stop it, because ain't nobody got time for that. We do not have the time, We do not have the time. We're done. It's foolishness. Tumekata. Igome leo. Igome. Yes, I went into my Swahili, because it's that serious. It's that serious. Okay. So we will... I'm gonna just leave that there. Let them have their plantation fantasies. Like, but as for me and my house, nay, we will be having none of that. We will be having no such fantasies. Okay? And that's on Mary and all of her little lambs, all of them combined. Yes. Okay. All right. Now. Also, the other thing that popped up on my radar was how a certain that family that all the girls start with a K, you know them, who only seem to date men of certain color, you know them. That's that. And the tallest, is she the tallest one? The one who used to date Lamar, not that one, who has she has a child with that basketball player gentleman. And I'm giving context here because she recently tweeted about how, I don't see color, we don't see color, and all this stuff. I'm like, well, baby, from where I'm standing, y'all definitely see color. And you know what color you prefer. If we were to be utterly honest, if we're going to be real, if we're going to keep it 100, you do see color, and you know what your preferred color is, because we see it too. We see it. So don't lie to yourself. You can lie to us, but sis, don't lie to yourself, honey. Baby girl, don't lie to yourself. Sis, don't lie to yourself. Because real recognize real. And real definitely recognize the foolishness. So, I just found it quite problematic for her to be like, oh, no, we don't see color. I don't see color. I just judge on character. And, right, that's the thing, right? We hear so often that people are so quick to tag onto that, just that one, I guess, line of the Martin Luther King dream of, judge not on color, skin, whatever, but on the content of your character. But then you also if you go further down the lane towards his last speech, where then he addresses the fact that of the problematicness of the liberal white person, of the liberal white man or woman, in their complacency and, you know, willingness to, you know, go with the okie doke in the name of civility. Folks don't like, let me correct that. Folks of dominant culture don't like to sit in that discomfort. That's where I was leading us to. Where, sure, sis, go ahead and say, I don't see color, if you genuinely don't see color, right? Because I also understand that color blindness is a very real, condition. Color blindness is a real thing, you know, where some people do have difficulty seeing certain colors. That's very real. But if your eyes are fully functioning or you have corrective lenses, you should be able to see color. Like, you can see that I got this beautiful red lipstick going on today. You know, combination. I got this beautiful gold shimmy, okay. I got my little black and white, okay. A little cold shoulder for y'all. How you doing? Okay. How you doing? Okay. Enough of that. You know, my little, like, my hair colorful goodness, you know, like, I got my little love hearts, you know, colorfulness. Y'all see this? I got my Afro print. So you can't sit there and tell me that you do not see color. And oftentimes when people say that, what they really mean is, I choose to unsee you because it makes me uncomfortable, because it then requires me to deal with the complexities that come with the intersectionality that you happen to live in, navigating this society. Can we sit in that for a second? May we simmer on that for a second? Because that's the reality. Whenever I hear folks, and again, I'll clarify. I almost said I hardly ever hear it from Black people, because the Black people that I see it coming from, we're like, oh, I don't see color. It's usually people who are trying to assimilate or make white people comfortable with the reality of the issues that come with race and racial conversations. But I hear it more often from people of dominant culture who were trying to erase and dismiss the complexity of the intersectionality, that intersectional experiences that come with acknowledging beautiful differences, right? Because even me, like, even though on the checkbox it's Black or African American, I know I'm this beautiful chocolatey goodness, okay? On the brown, I'm a brown tone. There are people who actually are, you know, brown, and people who are that beautiful, dark night, ebony, hallelujah, you know, and I love that too. And so, yeah, so for this girl and her platform to sit there and be like, oh, in our family we don't see color, I'm like, and I was like, you clearly do have no understanding then at this point of the life that your child is going to face. And I was like, and to be honest, I saw it more of like, the privilege was giving me strong privilege vibes, you know, like that she didn't even probably realize that she had, in being able to say that I can choose to unsee somebody's color. I can choose to unsee my daughter's color. I can choose to unsee my partner's expression in how they navigate this built environment. And then obviously she comes around like, oh yeah, I'll teach my child about, you know, her race or whatever. How are you going to teach what you don't know, what you don't see? How are you going to teach what you don't see, sis? How you going to teach me what ain't in you, according to your own acknowledgement? How you going to teach me about what you don't know or see or acknowledge? How, Sway? How, sis? How? Make it make sense, because that math ain't mathing up for me. So with that, you know, it will always be my, you know, my encouragement for all of y'all out there, just continue to see one another, continue to just cause the reality is, like, oftentimes really that's the problem, that people don't feel seen, people don't feel heard, and typically it's because they're not being seen or heard or validated or acknowledged in the places that they need to be the most. So, yes, that. So, moving on from that, Y'all heard about that company, that CEO who like took on that big billboard sign and placed it in front of, was it Apple headquarters, because I guess Apple was mandating that their employees return back to the office, I think 3 days a week or something like that, to do work that they could do from home, as we've been doing during this panorama mess. And I was like, man, this is some corporate thug life that I'm here for it. I am here for it. I am all for this corporate thug life, because people be ridiculous out here. Okay. Yeah. And I think it was like, oh, dear, Apple employees, you do not have to go back to work. You can find a work. You can find a job that you can work remotely, at, well, I need to plug them because I thought it was hilarious. What was the website? What was that company that did it? It was like remote something, IO. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was remote okay, right? So they're like at remoteok.io, and I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, okay, that's smart advertising. I see you. I mean, and like for those, I mean, because also I saw that now Google reconsidered their mandate to require employees to return to the office, and they reconsidered it to allow employees to continue working remotely in their new policy that's going into effect September 1st. So yay for logic winning over, right? Because I'm like, let's be honest, a lot of these people, it's not just about productivity, because we've seen that, if anything, productivity in most cases went up, actually. People were able to save time. It was better for the environment. It was easier on traffic and these roads, because this infrastructure is raggedy already to begin with. Like, do your part for the infrastructure, please. Dear employers, do your part for the infrastructure. I know we're trying to balance infrastructure, the economy, and we understand there are certain businesses that relied on hubs of, high volume people coming in during the workday, and so now we got to shift in, how you market what it is that you do. Like, people had to pivot. During Rona, people had to pivot, and what was business as usual, and in this new normal, and now people being forced to go back to the old raggedy stank normal. I was like, especially if you're being told to go back to offices that haven't done nothing about their ventilation or practices or anything like that. I'm like, fam, do y'all even care? Dear employers, do you even care? When in reality, yeah, right. The even the CDC itself, in the brief, I believe this is from May 7th. This is May 7th brief from the CDC on COVID-19, where they said that the brief has been updated to reflect current knowledge about the SARS-CoV-2 transmission, and has been reformatted to be more concise, which I support and appreciate. They're saying, which highlighted the three main ways of exposure to get in this virus, which is number one. First method is inhalation of those respiratory droplets or aerosols of the contaminated aerosols, air particles, or rather floating particles. Number two, deposition of respiratory droplets and other particles that on exposed mucous membranes in the mouth, nose, or eye by direct splashes or sprays. And the third way is touching those mucous membranes that have been contaminated with your hands that have been soiled either directly by the virus containing respiratory fluids, or indirectly by touching the surfaces that have those viruses on them. So again, inhalation is big, and I mean, you can't stop from breathing if you're going back in the office, right? Because you need to breathe to live, to be able to work in those raggedy offices. So right, and then they're like, well, how do you? Well, and so they're like, then it goes into, well, then how do you reduce the risk of exposure and continued transmission of contamination? They're like, number one, all right, decreasing concentration of the virus in the air. What does that tie back into? how well your HVAC system cycles the air through that office space. And again, a lot of these office spaces still didn't get any upgrades. Let's be honest. You're going back to the same raggedy HVAC system that's not cycling the air through that space in any greater capacity. So again, to me, that's just increased potential for transmission. Just saying, right? So number one, they're saying decrease the concentration of the virus in the air. Given that actually they're saying, some of these suspended particles can remain suspended for longer periods of time, over 15 minutes, and actually can spread beyond that 6 feet that we've been using thus far. And so also the other way is progressive loss of viral viability and infectiousness over time can be influenced by environmental factors such as temperature, humidity, and UV radiation, such as sunlight. So if you aren't getting direct sunlight and you got some temperature issues going on that's allowing these viruses to live on for extended periods of time, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. Okay, oh yeah, right. So there again, it's like I said, they're like, these viruses currently apparently can travel farther than those 6 feet if they're from an infected person, especially. And so they're saying, staying in enclosed spaces again for more than 15 minutes, ill-advisable, especially if you have a plethora of people in that space, breathing in and breathing out and coughing, still not covering their mouths. Because again, now, employers have said, as the CDC had also put it out there, that no, you don't have to wear masks. So people are coming in and coughing, not covering their mouths. Again, likely still not washing their hands anyways, because we still got to put out signs to please cover your coughs and please wash your dirty hands, people. Like, wow. Like, I really thought these were things we learned in nursery school. I genuinely, remember they're like, we did the song, we did the thing, why it's so important to wash your hands, shay. So again, decreasing your exposure in enclosed spaces with inadequate ventilation or air handling, number one. Number two, if there's increased exhalation. So this also goes back to why sometimes people, right, have to take in deep breaths or exhale deeply, right? Because especially this goes back to also in high stress situations, right, or high anxiety situations or anxiety inducing situations, like your body forces you to breathe in deeper and exhale deeper so that it cycles out more of that air, so that it gets your body the necessary oxygen that it needs. And this whole return to the office has been very, very unsettling for a lot of people. So obviously we're going to see, there's a likelihood that we'll see more of those deep breaths going on, more coughing, make it make sense here, family. Let's connect the dots. And then again, like I said, prolonged exposure to these conditions, typically for more than 15 minutes, whereas people are in these offices for hours at a time, 7, 8, 10, 12 hours at a time. Prolonged exposure much, people? So that's that. It is what it is. And for me, it kind of just it really begs the question of who are you prioritizing in this situation? Who is being prioritized in this decision of telling people you have to come back to the work 3 days a week, staying in these spaces that perhaps haven't had the ventilations updated, since before Rona, when people were getting sick left, right, and center. And then we still haven't really seen studies clear. I've not seen too many publications on that directly address that fluid flow, that airflow dynamics of the virology spread, it's an air quality. I'm talking from air quality perspective as well here. So just having that clear understanding of that. So yeah, I want us to really to really think about these things in the holistic manner and understanding how and why these things are connected, right? It's public health, it's personal health, it's mental health, it is air quality, it is health and nutrition. it is communal living, it is all these things in one, and economy and all that good stuff, and just making sure that we understand who is being prioritized when we're seeing these decisions being made on a large scale. That's all. So enough of that, right? Because listen, so kudos to to remote OK for allowing people to have the option of working remotely from anywhere. And so again, for those of you being forced to go back to the offices like myself, in the cesspool of germs from the depths of Sheol, again, just know what your options are. And I will always say, if the options are bow down or bow out, I will always tell folks to choose yourself. Put yourself first. Choose your peace, choose your mental health, choose your well-being, if you can, and make the decisions that help put you in a better place to really be of service to yourself and to your community. So, yeah, because, put your own mask first before before masking massa. Yeah. You see what I did there? Yeah. Okay. Also, quick plug here, speaking of alternatives on, how to navigate your career, whether you're new to the industry or you're a student, new to the industry, or a veteran, been doing it for a hot minute. I want to plug two things. Bearway Capital has their HBCU New Venture Challenge competition going on. That's launching August 1st, and August 1st, and applications are due by September 8th. So if you currently attend an HBCU, actually there are only 21 HBCUs participating. So if you're attending one of the 21 HBCUs, do check those out and see if you're applicable. And if you don't happen to attend one of those 21 HBCUs, but you know somebody who is, do share the information. Because listen, like I said, I'm all for sharing the information. I want us all to be rising community. But let us rise together here. I'm here for it. So yeah, check out Bearway Capital. I guess I'll also tag them in this, so you can connect directly. Go check out the New Venture Challenge. So with that, the other plug I really do want to do here is for Data Science for All. They have 3-track options. That is, first of all, backtrack. It's a platform and a mechanism and initiative that helps to make data science skill development accessible for all, especially from marginalized and underserved, underrepresented, minoritized demographics. So do check them out. I will tag Data Science for All as well. And there are 3-track options. Do check the details on the Africa Engineering News website. They're one of the featured articles on there. So slide. Yeah. I believe I will have a guest to speak on that shortly. So stay updated. And then, at the end of the day, family, protect your energy and always be and be open to opportunities. Be open to opportunities. That's my thing. I'm always like, you may not be looking, but it could be looking for you. So be open to opportunities. Be open to opportunities, because you never know where the road leads. You never know where the path takes you to, So yeah, opportunities. Yeah. So speaking of protecting your space professionally and personally, because I know I started talking about it from a professional standpoint, but I'm all for also protecting your energy from a personal perspective. And we're gonna end on a happy note here. I stumbled upon this great epiphany. I had reshared the post or the reel about friends with benefits, something, and I was like, I don't know what I was doing earlier today, and it hit me. My friends, vuteni stool, tena. It hit me. Friends with benefits is actually a fill in the blank I statement. I'm gonna let you simmer on that for a second. Friends with benefits is a fill in the blank I statement. And what I mean by that is this. People oftentimes don't say the full statement. They leave it to you to realize, I need to fill in some of these blanks that were left out. So the what it really comes down to is you have to hear clearly, hear the whole statement, my friends. What those people are typically saying is, I simply want to be your friend while I extract all the benefits from this arrangement. I simply want to be your friend while I extract all the extra added benefits of this new arrangement. That's really what that friends with benefits BS is. Because the reality is, last I checked, being a friend automatically comes with friendship benefits. To be a friend is like, the benefits is in the friendship. It's in the love, it's in the consideration, it's in the accommodation, it's in the support that you get by simply being a friend. Now, if you want more, then just call it what it is. But don't try to blanket statement it it's just friendship deluxe. You know? Like, come on, fam. Friendship a la carte. Friendship with a twist. Stop. Just get your own term. Get your new term. Because last I checked, being my friend is the benefit, darling. Being my friend is the benefit, boo-boo. Get it right. And if you don't recognize, you better ask somebody. Family. I'm just saying. Being your friend is the benefits. If somebody has to ask for additional benefits for simply being your friend, then you need to reevaluate what's going on there. Reevaluate, my friends. Reevaluate and ask them to check themselves. Because people want to out here wanapenda kutupima akili. Okay, translation. People out here like to play with our minds. You know, kupima akili is like you're measuring my mind. You're measuring the way I think. Watu wanapenda kutupima akili. And especially post-Rona, ain't nobody got time for that, family. We do not. Nah, let them be over there. Let them go play. Let them go play over there. Cause Winnie O and all of us grown ladies, we ain't for the play, boo boo. We ain't for play. Come correct. Come correct. Vuta your stool and come correct, fam. That's it. That's all there is to it. But otherwise, I hope you guys have enjoyed our session today. This is so awesome. I really appreciate you guys always, popping in. It means so much. It is absolutely about that time. Hello, family. I see y'all. Welcome. So otherwise, again, do check out the tags. I will include them in this post. And I hope to see y'all at the next Buta Stool session or across the other platforms. That is at the Harassment Assault Reporting Platform, at Cosmetic Science Review, at Africa Engineering News, or at YPOC. YPOC, that's the Greater Harrisburg Young Professionals of Color. I'm usually on there as well. So, and there's so much stuff. There's resources available to y'all out there. So, or if you just want to connect, drop a message or drop a comment, and I'll follow up. So with that, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Happy Saturday, and have a safe weekend. And I'll catch you on the next Buta Stool, fam. Be encouraged. Take care. Ciao. Yay.